Today let's see. Today, we have a special visitor that I would like to introduce before checking in with our other new visitors. Today, Jessica Morgan from Loveland Youth Gardeners is here. Hello, Jessica. How are you?
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for inviting me to speak today on behalf of Loveland Youth Gardeners. I really want to thank Namakwa Unitarian Universalist Congregation for having Loveland Youth Gardeners be on your half plate donation for the last quarter. As you may know, your group was able to give $1,191 toward Loveland Youth Gardeners and our organization. And I just want to share briefly for those who weren't here the last time I was speaking back in May, I think it was, that the Loveland Youth Gardeners empowers youth facing challenges to cultivate life and work skills, environmental stewardship, and community service. And it is a vocational horticulture program. We have hired 20 students this year, and they run our little half-acre farm in Loveland behind the Boys and Girls Club. And they're on site Monday through Friday working to grow produce. The produce that they don't take home to their families, they donate to Ames Community College students, as well as the food bank and House of Neighborly Services. They also sell some of their produce at their farmers market every Friday and Saturday. And next year, when the world opens back up a little bit more, hopefully they will be back at the farmers market on Sundays and selling to restaurants downtown. Our youth learn a lot about job skills, work ethic, interpersonal communication, all of those different pieces that they need in order to become self-sufficient and part of our community workforce. So we would love to have all of you out there. We're out at the garden Monday through Friday, between 8 and 12 usually. We're always looking for volunteers if you want to work with youth, or if you want to just water and weed and spend some time out in the beauty. Our youth would love to give you a tour. So we provide a lot of different horticulture education as well as the vocational skills, but all of our teens typically fall into that at-risk category. They have cognitive, emotional, behavioral challenges. A lot of them struggle with special needs. They might be at risk for not graduating. They might be in trouble with the judicial system, live in single family homes, live with grandparents, are at risk for not graduating. So our program allows all of our youth to earn school credit, covers community service hours, but then also learn all of those vocational pieces by participating in horticultural therapy. So I would love to have any and all of you, I welcome you all out there to visit them. The funding provided from Namakwa will cover many of our youth stipends. So all of our students earn a paycheck halfway through our program and at the end of the program in October. So each of our students can earn up to $250. And so this will cover 4 full stipends easily, along with other fees associated with having them on site. We have a nutrition program. We are able to use a lot of our produce from the garden, but we also have to purchase some stuff, plates and things like that, to help them learn how to cook and be able to enjoy all of that. Last week we made popsicles on site, which was really cool. So yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions if you need it, or I'm happy you can all reach out to me at lovelandyouthgardeners.org. Again, my name is Jessica Morgan and I'm the director. I'm always available over the phone or text or email.
Thank you. I do have one question. What's the age range of this?
Oh, yes, of course. So our age range is 13 to 19.
Okay.
And we do have our 20 students this year that we hired, but we also provide programming to over 150 youth at Boys and Girls Club on Mondays and Wednesdays. And we will have an after-school program starting next, this month now that kids are going back to school. And we also provide programming to many youth in Thompson School District, including New Vision, which is we neighbor with the New Vision Charter School. They're out there during the school day. And then we also work with Community Connections on Tuesdays and Thursdays, providing horticultural therapy. Large amount of kids.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So do we have any other visitors here for the first time or maybe the second time? Carolyn, are you new? I wasn't sure if I saw a hand. You could just shake your head. I'm sorry, I'm not sure. Yeah, you are? Okay. I'm not sure. Well, welcome. I'm sorry it's technical difficulties, but welcome. It's good to see you. Thank you. Anybody else? No? Okay. Elaine.
No, I'm just switching to gallery view so I can help you by looking at others.
Okay. Well, it's time for the chalice lighting.
Oh, that's why you said my name. Okay. Come on, Flynn. Blessed is the fire that burns deep in the soul. It is the flame of the human spirit touched into being by this mystery of life. It is the fire of reason, the fire of compassion, the fire of community, the fire of justice, the fire of faith. It is the fire of love burning deep in the human heart, the divine glow in every life. That was by Eric A. Heller Wagner. And now, please enjoy this song by Alicia Keys, who is the inspiration for our service today. The song is called Holy War.
Okay. This is our congregational affirmation. Feel free to join me in saying it while still staying muted in Zoom. Love is the spirit of this church and service its call. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Now I'd like to introduce the time for all ages. It is Kid President Kindness.
There are lots of ideas how you can change the world. Some people think you should just complain about it. I won't change the world, it'll just make it mad. Some people think you have lots of money, making it rain everywhere you go. Holla for $1. Some people think you have to be really loud and yell a lot. It's like with a bullhorn shouting, "Hey you, yeah you, do it my way right now, you heard?" Other people choose to just make fun of everything. That's dumb, everyone's dumb. It's easy to make fun of stuff, but it's cooler to make stuff. Some people think changing the world can only be done by the smartest person in the world. Just put them in a room, let them figure it out. The solution of world hunger? Food. Wow, that was like so amazing. Some people see the bad in the world and they just decide to ignore it, but that won't help anything. Some people think you have to be really famous and super cool. In fact, lots of people think you have to be really powerful to make a difference, like being mayor or senator or president. But the truth is, a title doesn't make you more important. The world is changed by you. It's one person filled with love. And they just have to live it out. So they do something awesome. Then that person is filled with love. And they do something awesome. It just goes on and on and on and on. And the next thing you know, everything's awesome. Some people think it's impossible to change the world.
It's impossible to change the world.
Well, you can see why they could think that. Living in the world with kids who are hungry, people who are homeless, families weren't happy. I'm just trying to figure it out like everybody else, man. I do know this, though. Next time you feel overwhelmed or totally alone, remember this. Things don't have to be the way they are. The world is changed by ordinary people. Little people living out big love. And that's what gives the world a reason to dance. So, how do we change the world?
Okay. Now it's time for joys and sorrows. Together, we are weaving a tapestry of love we call community. To do this, we take time each Sunday to share some of the important joys and sorrows in our personal lives, acknowledging that this community joins with you to celebrate your personal joys and offers you comfort for your personal sorrows. If you'd like to share, we have a few different options. First, you could use the chat option to send us your name and we will call on you. Or using the chat option, you could type in and send us your joy or sorrow with your name and we will read it. Or you could go the low tech route and give us a wave and we will call on you. Today, instead of using stones, we have puzzle pieces because each of us is just a piece of the larger image reality that's out there. So does anyone have a birthday or life milestone at this time? I don't see any chats coming through and I don't see any hands waving. Am I missing a hand? Doesn't look like it. Okay.
Shannon's waving.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go
No
ahead.
problem. My daughter just got engaged to be married last week, so it's very exciting.
That is exciting. Yay. Okay. I don't think you guys can see these bowls. I'm sorry, but I put a puzzle piece in. This whole background messes it up. Anybody else have a milestone or a birthday? No. Okay.
Laurel
Laurel
has
waving.
one.
Laurel, go ahead.
I do. I have one joy is that yesterday when Francie and I arrived from California, Rebecca Williamson and Tom Mitchell kindly picked us up and even had a goodie bag with water and some sustenance. So they are the best. And thank you so much. And thanking Pete Buckmeyer in advance for giving us a ride with our animals to the airport on Tuesday when we're returning to California. But the big joy I have is a ta-da that was shared in the August crossings. Did you know that we now own our building free? And so that is huge news. So thank you for all of you who generously supported this dream of Namakwa to have our own home. And it was Leonard Sokolowski who had the idea to go ahead and see if we could possibly pay off our mortgage early. And lo and behold, someone, a very generous anonymous donor, donated $8,000. And then thanks to the rest of you who put us over the top. And so that is just such fabulous news. And we did have an anonymous donor who loaned us the money, since at the time we bought the building back in 2015, we were just a puny little church with a net worth of $35,000. So it would have been hard for us to get a mortgage. So thank you to the anonymous donors. And again, thanks to all of you for letting Namakwa have yet another dream come true. We are full owners of our own church building, which we will return to very soon.
Okay, I just found some messages here. Katie says Danny is 18 today. Let's see. Let me see here. There was a bunch more. Okay, Janet Gillette is having dental surgery on Friday and she's a little nervous. Good luck, Janet. I understand. Shirley Rawson says she is happy to have her daughter Laura in town for an extended period of time. That's great. Let's see, Susan Moody, did you want to share with us?
Yes, I do. I had surgery, replaced my shoulder on the 16th of July, and I am doing very well. And I've had a lot of help from people in the congregation, and I am very thankful. And my spirits are high, so I appreciate all of that. Yeah, I appreciate being able to read better too. Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so from Margot, she's got many joys. Last week, her sister, who she hasn't seen since 2019, came out to visit. And this week, her parents will be coming out to visit. And it's been over a year since she's seen them. And they'll be bringing Margot's son, Henrik, to space camp in Huntsville, Alabama, to take the first step to embarking on his longtime dream of becoming an astronaut. Let's see, that's great. That's a great dream, and it's great that he's moving towards it like that. Wow. Tracy Jones said that her tracheotomy tube has been removed, and she's now breathing on her own. Thanks to Beth Israel Medical Center in Boston for making this path come to a reality. Okay, so that's the chat messages. Anybody else waving their hands that I don't see? And I forgot to keep putting puzzle pieces in, so I'm sorry. I guess because it's not visible to y'all. That was kind of difficult. So I would like to put two more in, one for the joys and one for the sorrows of the world outside these quote unquote doors. Our musical response today is Meditation on Breathing by Sarah Dan Jones.
Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, I'll breathe out. When I breathe in, I'll breathe out. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out loud. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out loud. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out loud. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out loud. When I breathe in,
me. There, is that better? My name is Elaine, and I am a longtime member of Namakwa's congregation and also a founding member. I believed in what we do long before I actually joined. My dear friend Lenny told me years before that I probably am a UU. So I am here, you are here, and we are all here together. My topic's called Passion and the Power of Words. I was first drawn to Alicia Keys' music because of the positive energy and the passion that she put forth with her piano playing and the absolutely incredible artistry and magic that she can portray through her voice. Wow, those words in the song Holy War, powerful. To me, the music she composes and plays, the lyrics and those words in her songs, the passionate way she presents herself and cares for herself and cares about others, personifies many of our UU principles. In her book, More Myself, and a YouTube video entitled Passages from her book, and she titled it The Power of Words, she states, though I hadn't grown up in a church, my mother, whose parents raised her Catholic, instilled in me an understanding of myself as God's child. And I have always carried with me a deep feeling of connection to and respect for all living things. Ring some bells? In a way, because I wasn't brought up in any one particular tradition, I've had the freedom to explore the thread of truth that I believe runs through all of them. This girl is on fire. Alicia's songs and her book, More Myself, her videos, NPR Tiny Desk Concert, her social media presentations, her sharing of self-care tips, her social action and advocacy, and her body of work and her words support our Namakwa UU vision. Alicia often sings of love in all its many diversities and facets. She lives love in action, speaks it in her words. I think that we often realize how our actions influence our own lives and the people and the environment around us. It seems that the power of our words, brought often to the forefront of our awareness, can be powerful personal tools toward goodness and kindness. Of course, Alicia Keys, nor you or I are not the only ones, but Elizabeth and I have chosen to focus on and bring light and attention to Alicia's passion for her music and the joy of the messages of love, peace, and justice that her work and advocacy bring into the world. The words we say and the way they're voiced to our people, our animals, the trees, the flowers, the vegetables we grow. I hope we talk to your plant. I hope that you talk to your plants. The lyrics we listen to in songs, the written material we read, the words and the way they're said from family and friends and anyone you encounter, all can affect our thoughts, how we embrace our values and our world. Be aware, be mindful of your words. Use your power of words in your own unique and authentic way to make a beautiful noise. May it be so.
Thank you, Elaine. Now it's time for the offertory. One of the ways Namakwa walks our talk is to give half our collection plate away to support our local community. This month, we will donate half of our collection to the Martin Luther King Jr. Celebration Committee. To donate, click on the chat icon. Claire will display a link that invites you to give. Just click on the link to give an electronic donation, either your bank account or by credit card. You can choose to designate your donation as a pledge for the collection plate or for a building fund. Alternatively, you can always mail in your donation to the church or go to our website, namaquauu.org, to donate electronically. We'll listen to Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata, played by Alicia Keys, while we collect our offering. We dedicate ourselves, and these are offerings, to the vision of this congregation, which is to radiate love, peace, and justice as together we work to create beloved community. So now it's time to hear more about Alicia. At our last Worship Associates meeting, we were scheduling who would participate each Sunday. My Sunday fell on August 1st, but who would work with me? Although she's not a worship associate, Laurel suggested Elaine Axon. I thought it was a great idea. Elaine, who also happens to be my roommate, can often be heard listening to music and singing in the kitchen. One of the artists she listens to regularly is Alicia Keys. So when we were discussing what today's focus should be, she suggested Alicia. Another great idea. So here we are today. Thank you, Laurel and Elaine. Alicia Keys was born in 1981 in Hell's Kitchen, New York City. She was raised by a single American-Italian mother. Alicia wrote her first song at age 11, although she said it wasn't that good. Her first good song she wrote at age 15. The same year she was signed on with Columbia Records. She graduated from high school as valedictorian and had a scholarship to Columbia University. Since then, she has won 15 Grammys, been married for over 10 years, and given birth to 2 boys. Despite her success, a younger Alicia didn't have a clear understanding of who she was and her journey. She was expending a lot of energy trying to please other people, trying to make everyone happy, to keep doors open, to ensure new opportunities. She said, "You think you're happy," but in reality, she was pushing herself to please everyone else and ended up ignoring herself. Then a few years ago, she took a solo trip to Egypt. This trip shifted her perspective on who she was and valuing herself. For example, once she was back, she started requiring a 2-week respite before and after concerts or concert tours. She now requires 15-minute breaks during every hour of interviews while on tour. She learned to honor herself and what tools in the self-care toolbox worked best for her. She now values herself and appreciates herself in a way she didn't before. She is an example of how, during a whirlwind, we can step away to support who we are, as well as feed and nurture our own growth. Alicia doesn't consider herself to be a member of a specific religion. However, her beliefs do reflect our third and fourth principles. The third being the acceptance of one another and encouragement to spiritual growth in our congregations, and the fourth being a free and responsible search for truth and meaning. Alicia, like many here, feels that the word religion gets sticky and prefers the word spirituality. She does feel comfortable using the word God. She believes all love to be God. She stated, "I love learning about different religions and discovering the different ways to worship and to love the greatness and the higher being that surrounds us all. I definitely believe in a bigger presence, and I really respect all religions. At their core, they all teach the same thing: community and kindness and looking out for each other." I think this statement resonates with many of us. Alicia developed a meditation practice soon after her second son was born. She says, "Like so many new moms, I was exhausted, but the depletion was more than physiological. My spirit was shot. I needed to do something so I could continue to be a good mother to my children, partner to my husband, and friend to myself. Now, depending on her many demands, she may have 5 minutes, she may have 40, but she makes sure to get some meditation in. This regular meditation is an essential element of her larger spiritual life. She has worked with many well-known teachers, including Deepak Chopra. Together, Alicia and Deepak Chopra have created a 21-day meditation program, which you can find on YouTube. One side note, interesting side note, Deepak Chopra created her wedding ceremony and married her and her husband. Alicia reaches out to those around the globe. She created 2 NGOs, one that concentrates on 4 countries in Africa plus India, and one that focuses more on the US. These contributions reflect principles 1, 2, and 6. The inherent worth and dignity in every person, justice, equity, and compassion in human relations, and the goal of the world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. One of these NGOs, Keep a Child Alive, has Alicia as its co-founder. This nonprofit provides medicine, orphan care, and social support to families with HIV and AIDS in Africa and India. Alicia was influenced by growing up during the height of the AIDS crisis. Then later, during a trip to Africa, she saw the lack of resources and education when it came to the AIDS. These factors contributed to the creation of Keep a Child Alive. However, now it's expanded. It includes sexual and reproductive health and rights, livelihoods and leadership skills, sexual exploitation and abuse, emergency relief, and maternal and child help. Her other NGO, We Are Here, is based in New York City. It was inspired by the Michael Brown shooting in Ferguson, Missouri, as well as the escalating conflict between Israel and Palestine. Keys' goal is to inspire young people to mobilize for change, prompting the question, why are you here, as a call to action. The We Are Here organization also supports existing nonprofits working on the ground around the world, like Oxfam, Girls Rising, the Trayvon Martin Foundation, Partners in Health, and Equal Justice Foundation, among others. Alicia donated $1 million to get We Are Here started. Alicia Keys is a unique, down-to-earth, genuine, and very talented woman. Whether you look at her as a student of life, an artist, or a member of the global community, she offers numerous insights that can provide us with a new perspective on our own journeys and in the world around us. And maybe a little birdie should whisper something in her ear about Unitarian Universalism. And the closing music today is Beautiful Noise by Alicia Keys and Brandi Carlile.
Okay, I definitely believe that music is a spiritual path. I will now extinguish this flame. But not the fire that burns deep in your soul and in the spirit of this beloved community. But remember, when you're alone, it's a quiet breeze. But when you stand together, it's a choir of thunder and rain. Now we have a choice. You have a voice. We can dream and we can heal. Maybe so.
Okay, now we're going to move on to announcements. And I believe, Laurel, do you have some announcements?
Yes, I wanted to make the announcements today. Thank you, Elizabeth and Elaine. That was so beautiful. Amazing music, amazing woman. And we have coming up this next August 8th, a service by Kathy Hartman and Fred Schreckinger, Can't Stop Believin', or Maybe We Can. And then on August 15th, we have a very special service coming up, which is going to be a flower communion for the first time in a park. And so this will be led by our ministerial intern, Claire, assisted by Janet Gillette, our worship coordinator. And I hope that you'll all come and bring flowers. It's a tradition that is not only Namaqua's tradition, but also UU congregations all over the country and even the world have this as a very special service. And then afterwards, the Committee on Shared Ministry will do a ministry fair where each of the ministries, such as worship and religious education and membership and music, will have representatives of those ministries, sometimes seducing you with things like peanut butter cups and encouraging you to come and talk. But this is the invisible work that is done by so many dedicated volunteers. And I think it was Leonard who said the other day how much more meaningful it is to be part of a congregation when you have the time and energy to actually put your shoulder to the wheel and get to know people as we work to build beloved community. And then on the 22nd will be a service called The Purposes of Life with Doug and Chad. And the reason I'm announcing the overarching month of August is that I know that you are all very eager to be physically together. We had a summer solstice ritual that had probably 50 people over in Kathy Hartman's backyard. And we had Tim Bob play live music. And then many of you were also at the North Lake Park for our park service a couple of weeks ago. And I can just tell, and probably you can too, that our cells are just humming to be physically together again. And so we will be physically together in a park one more time on August 29th. The drummers that have for many, many weeks before COVID met in our sanctuary for a drumming class will come once again and lend their holy rhythm to our time together. You're all invited on August 29th to bring your own percussion instruments. And then we'll have the worship or the family retreat on Labor Day weekend, which will also be an opportunity to get together. And then the drum roll is finally on our water communion on September 12th. We will at last be able to meet in our sanctuary in person. And this is thanks to our hybrid committee, Bill Rosequist, I can see you there, and Don Suriani and Sarah Suriani, who have worked so hard for many, many months to figure out not only how we can have in-person services, but continue to make our services available to those who want to watch it on, I don't know if it's going to be Zoom or what, but we will have a virtual option. And so going forward, we have now 2 screens in our sanctuary that were put up while we were away. And I can't say how excited I am for that day. So I will be away for the month of August, but believe me, I think of you every day. If you want me to put your name on my altar, I continue that practice even when I'm in California. And so please know that I love you, I'll miss you, and I will see you in person again at the park on August 29th. So take care of each other, as I know you will. And that's it from me.
Okay, thank you. Does anybody else have any announcements? In my squares that I can see, I don't see any hands waving. Does anybody?
Janet
wave a
does.
hand? Somebody does. Who?
Janet.
Janet. Okay.
Hello.
Oh,
Yeah,
I forgot.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure everybody knows that on the 29th,
Right.
after the service, like around noon after the service, we're going to have an LGBTQ a diversity plus Q, whatever. I'm sorry. I apologize to anyone for whom I just screwed up. But we're going to have a celebration at noon on the 29th, still at Namaqua Park, to which we are inviting all of the local communities that are involved in that. So hopefully we're going to have, lots of people coming and celebrating, and it's a family friendly affair event where we'll have things for the kids to do and things for the adults to do, and mainly for everybody to just meet each other and for the community to actually come together and make connections. So that's what that's all about. And that's on the 29th at Namaqua Park at noon.
Thank you.
Peace out.
For good catch. I'm sorry I forgot that. This is Mel and Arthur Goldstipe's contribution. They've been working on it for a long time. And so at noon, and it actually isn't at Namaqua Park, it's at North Lake Park, shelter number 1, is what's in the newsletter. So that will be clarified in the weekly announcement.
Yeah, let me double check that, because I think it's, okay, I'll double check it.
Okay, so Janet, thanks for making our park reservations. And this summer, we did have park services once a month and twice in August, just because of our longing to be together.
Hey, anybody else? Okay, I don't see anybody. Okay, I believe Claire is now going to send us to our little breakout rooms. I'm looking forward to speaking to somebody.